Shalom, call Loyim La, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Wahara Chak. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, who told me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Alright, Shalom, Laha Bachayim, that means peace to the elect, the hopeful elect. You brothers out there in the four corners of the world, pushing and teaching the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom to you few sincere sisters who hearken as well. Alright, peace, love, and blessings. Kaya here, back with another video, and I just want to do this real quick. Going into the word Nashaah or Nashaah. Alright, Nashaah. If I'm not mistaken, that's how you pronounce it. And I'm going into this video because I had a brother who came up to the camp last weekend and things of that nature. He asked about it, so you know, this is my response to him as far as I know, and things of that nature. The Spirit just hit me to do it, you know, and I did a little looking into the word, and it's no coincidence that Nashaah, because he actually brought this out. He was just like, if I'm not mistaken, Nashaah means Nashaah has something to do with the Hebrew as well, or something along those lines, roughly paraphrasing, but he mentioned it, and I heard it a long time ago, and you know, Nashaah or Nashaah it actually is a Hebrew term, you know. And so with that being said, let me just go into the scriptures with it. So I'm in a blue letter, of course that shows up. I'm in a blue letter, so I want to bear up, and I'll come to the conclusion as to why I know this means bear up. So this is Genesis 7:17. All right, this is talking about when Noah and his family had entered into the ark at the time of the first death, which is the flood. All right, so we're going to start in Genesis 7:17. It says, and the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lifted above the earth. All right, so we're going to go into the interlinear in the blue letter Bible. All right. Right, so we're going to go to H5375. All right, and we're going to play it.
Strong's H5375. Nashaah. Nashaah.
Nashaah. All right, so like I said, the brother, you know what I'm saying? He made mention of Nashaah being associated with Hebrew terminology. And he was correct, right? So Esau, the so-called white man, okay, who is our biblical, all right, who is our biblical enemy according to the Holy Bible, all right? Because the Edomites, these so-called white people, all right, they resonate with the spirit of Esau, Edom of the Bible, all right. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right. Here's the reason why we're oppressed today, okay. He's the reason why we're overly oppressed today. Okay? But let's go into the word Nashaah, all right? And that's really how you pronounce it in the Hebrew. All right? Hebrew is read from right to left, not left to right. Okay? So from the right, we're gonna start. It's Nashaah. 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 Okay? So it's Nashaah, and you could see the pronunciation. It kind of does the same thing. It's Nashaah. All right. It says to lift, bear up, carry, take. All right. So it means to physically lift up, carry, or take. It says to lift up, to bear, carry, support, sustain, endure. Or it's like if you're if you're holding something, like if you're carrying somebody, like if you're carrying somebody on your back or on your arms. Okay, it's like when you physically lift something up, you know. It says to be lifted up, be exalted, to lift oneself up, rise up. All right, be carried, be taken away, carried off, be swept away. All right, so you know it basically means to lift up, to carry, to support. All right, so so Nashaah goes back. It does go back to the Hebrew word Nashaah. Okay, and when you look at Nashaah, all right, what is it? It's a space program. You know? So let's look at what Nashaah means. Oh, Salakia, I was already there. It says the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Okay, those are the because Esau used it as a what's the word, man? As a not abbreviation, but he used it as a he used it to represent National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Salakia, the name of the element of the words escaped me. Okay, but he used it basically to, NASA to symbolize National Aeronautics and Space Administration. All right, but this does go back to a Hebrew word, which is Nashaah, okay, which means to lift up. And this quote unquote space program, okay, when you think about space, what you think about? Further and beyond, something lifted up or carried. You got Esau, the so-called white man, showing his rockets and his missiles shooting up way into the sky and things of that nature. Him talking about this whole Star Wars space program. Then you see movies like Elysium, okay, and all of these other movies and things of that nature. Talking about something being lifted up, carried into space. Okay, so he didn't do this for no reason. The so-called white man didn't do this for no reason, as he always does. And there's plenty of examples of this, like the word Satan, right? You have Vladimir Putin. As a matter of fact, let me just to prove it. Satan 2 missile, right? There was the Satan 2 missile that came out a while back. All right, it's called the RS-28 Sarmat, known as Satan 2. Now, why would they call it that? All right, the word Satan is in the Bible as well. In case you didn't know, all right, but the word Satan is in the Bible as well. It goes back to the Hebrew word Shatan, okay, which means adversary. All right, but I'm not trying to go too far off the subject. All right, but this came out a while back, and there's plenty of the words in this world that really goes back to the Hebrew, because the Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the Paleo Hebrew, which is also called the Phoenician, is the ancient tongue. All right, the ancient language that the Most High and His Son in the heavens speak. All right, which is the language that the whole world is really supposed to be speaking. Okay, the holy tongue. All right. So going back to the scripture, all right, Nashaah, all right, it means to lift, bear up, carry, and take. All right, and Esau, he did this, to basically to mock the Most High, to mock us. All right. But there's nothing in this world that is not without the essence of the Most High. There's nothing in this world that is not without the essence of the holy tongue, the Lashon Kodash. All right, the Lord orchestrated all of this for a reason, and if you can receive it, the Most High set Esau, the so-called white man, up to rule over us and do things like this, okay, in hopes to confound us. All right, Esau, the so-called white man, hopes to confound us, but us being diligent men, starting with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, we look into words, man. Okay, so yeah, Nashaah goes back to the Hebrew. Okay, Nashaah, once again, which means to lift, bear up, carry, take. All right, to be lifted up, be exalted. And that's exactly what Esau does. As a matter of fact, and just to prove that this is the devil, I'll go ahead and go into Obadiah. Why not, man? All right, Obadiah, because it's only one chapter. For those of you who don't know the scriptures, Obadiah is only one chapter. So we're going to go to verse, I'll start at verse 3. All right. Obadiah verse 3, it says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's the nature of Esau, the so-called white man, because he's talking about Edom. Verse 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Like, the word there is God, but his name is Yahweh. Okay? For those of you sincerely hearkening. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And that's hilarious, because Esau, the so-called white man, calls you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans the minority people, which we're not. We're actually the majority. Okay? Again, I'm not going to go into a whole lesson concerning how Israel is the sand of the sea and so on and so forth. Lord's willing, that'd be a lesson for another day. But Esau, the so-called white man, okay, he tells us that the world is overpopulated, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, he tells us that we're the minority, and we're not. But he's the actual minority, all right? Because the scriptures say what? I have made thee small among the heathen. Small not only in number, but also in strength. Okay? It says, thou art greatly despised. Yeah, everybody hates this damn devil, man. Okay? Yes, he is in power right now. Okay? But his natural state is a base man. Verse 3, it says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yeah, that's what this damn devil says, man. Again, with these skyscrapers in your cities. You know, I live up here in New York, okay, upstate New York. Even up here, you still see skyscrapers, and it's even worse in New York City. You know, you got all these towers that damn near touch the heavens. Okay. I used to live out there in Charlotte. You had the same exact thing. All of these obelisks, and all of this really just goes back to, you know, Egypt gods worship. Okay, they worship the phallic symbol and things of that nature. But it's all wickedness, man. But that's the nature of this damn devil. All right, he wants to touch the heavens. Okay. Then it says verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, it says that's how you know this is talking about the so-called white man. Okay, when you look at your quarter, what's the symbol on a quarter? What's the symbol on a dollar? An eagle. Okay, it was the same exact thing with the Romans. It's the same exact thing in America, which is spiritually called Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, and Babylon. Okay, ancient Rome today, man. Okay, it's the same exact symbol, the eagle. All right, because that's how Esau, the so-called white man, exalts himself as the eagle. Okay, he's the predator. He's a bird of prey. He oversees everything. That's how he exalts himself. But the scriptures say what? Thence will I bring thee down. All right, so the Lord is going to bring him down with a mighty hand. Okay, and his mighty hand is going to be the elect, the 144,000 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, the Native Americans scattered abroad. The Lord is going to raise us up, and we're going to bring this devil down, man. So many scriptures to go into that. But Lord's willing, that be for another day. Hopefully you was edified through the Spirit. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Wahara Chak Wadash. Shalom.